You really don't have your life put together. Like you're at this age that you are, and you still don't have your life together. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know where you're going. You don't know who you are. Like, what are you doing with your life? I'm just messing with you. This is this dumb narrative that we have nowadays where you could be any age really, and you're always getting shamed for it. I mean, just look around, probably your parents, everything you see on your phone. You know, a lot of the adults, I mean, if you're younger, all of the adults, but even when you're already an adult, the people around you, your family members, your coworkers, your boss, whoever's in your life really, they're always making it seem like you should have a plan. You should know how your whole life is going. Think about retirement. What are you going to be doing when you're this age, when you're that age? It's like, do you know when you're going to get married? Do you know when you're going to buy this new thing? When you're going to get that house? When you're going to get into this college? You know the deal. It's super lame, and it's pretty frustrating and honestly a little bit stressful because, I mean, I don't know, ever since you're little, right? Pretty much if you really think about it, since you were younger, it's like you're always being prepared for the next moment. So usually if you went to pre-K, you're being prepared for kindergarten. And then after kindergarten, every single year, the teachers fearmonger you. They're like, guys, I know you're getting away with it this year, right? We're taking it easy on you next year, guys. They don't put up with this stuff in first and second grade. So you're always being kind of fear-mongered, kind of always being prepared for the future, right? Always expected to have a plan, know what's going on. And really, as an adult or just in general, this creates a lot of anxiety. This creates a lot of, oh, what am I going to think about in the future? And then you're so worried about the past because you're trying to achieve perfection when perfection is impossible. And honestly, perfection itself sounds a little bit lame. Think about how lame life would be if everything was perfect. It's just there was no flaws. There is a lot of perfection and imperfection, if you kind of know what I mean. Like there is a little bit of beauty in the imperfection of life because that's what keeps it interesting. So I am here to tell you that you do not have to have your whole life figured out. I'm here to tell you that you don't have to be worrying about all this dumb stuff. And just, I want you to live your life because really the only moment that you have is right now. Facade, right? You're getting a promise that one day your life is going to be perfect. You're going to be retired. Everything's going to be taken care of. And you kind of daydream about this moment in time. One day I'll be married with my wife and the kids, whatever your little scenario is. Maybe one day I'll be rich and famous, whatever your own little like fantasy is. We all have these little aspirations, and that's not a bad thing. But you're pretty much always seeking this that doesn't really, like you're seeking the future and you're seeking this amazing outcome in your head that you never enjoy the moment that you're in right now. You also put a ton of stress when you're worried about, okay, I have to get this future. Like if I don't get this future and I, end up becoming homeless or I don't fit in, like I'm not going to get married, I'm going to be alone forever. What is going on? You've created a ton of stress and pressure on you that does not exist. Nobody else really cares that much. Probably only your parents and really close friends care about how you do. But even then, it's like they care to a certain extent. And sometimes, as humans, we have our own personal interests. So maybe your parents want you to be a certain way, maybe a status thing. Maybe they just want the best for you genuinely. But regardless, you need to know what's best for you. And the best way to know what you actually want and the best way to actually enjoy it is by being in the moment. Because when you're present, you're only worried. You're not even worried, but you're only focused on the step you're taking right now. And that step that you're taking right now is the best part. That is the whole thing. There is no looking forward to, one day or being stuck in the past. It's no, this step is the most beautiful step that I am taking because it is right now. It is all that I have. And it's true. It's all you're ever going to have. Even in the hypothetical future, at that given moment, that's the only moment you are going to have. So stop wasting your life away. And not necessarily in what you're doing, but just, not being present. Focus on here and now because it is a beauty that you are even alive right now. I used to be the same way where I would get so paranoid when, things weren't going my way. Because I had a certain vision in my mind of how I wanted my life to be and, the things that I wanted to accomplish. And being a young, impressionable guy who just wants a better life for myself at that time, I would always be seeking other things and not being focused in the moment. And that's why it's so often that people are like, oh my God, my years just flew by. And it's like, yeah, you were always looking for the future, something new, something more exciting, some other time that wasn't now. So when you do that, your time just passes by because you do not appreciate all the little things that make up your life. I need you to realize that, like, think about a movie, right? If you watched a movie and you knew exactly what was going to happen in the movie, how it was going to start, how it was going to end, who was the bad guys, who were the good guys, it would be the lamest thing ever if you walked into it knowing all of that. Why would you watch the movie? That's what you're trying to do with your life. You want to know every little aspect of what's going to happen here. Am I going to be safe? Am I going to get this? Am I going to get that? The whole time, you're not enjoying your movie. Your movie is going to be exactly how it needs to be. And it's going to be very beautiful. It's going to be your own thing. There will be no other just like it. Even in the smallest fractal, there's going to be something different that makes your story different than everyone else's. And that's the cool thing about life. It's like right now, I don't want to know who my wife is going to be because I'll know who my wife is going to be, if I have one, when I meet her. There's no point of me worrying about that right now. It'll be a surprise. It'll be like, ooh, life, God, universe, whatever you want to call the higher intelligence. Surprise me. It'll be fun. It is fun. Surprise me. Yeah, that's fun. That's what makes life more fun. At least for me, right? I feel like the more routine that your life is, it just gets super boring. At least for me. It is still good to enjoy it, but I like to be present. I like a little bit of excitement. I like novelty. I like going to the unknown. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have my whole life figured out, but I know certain things that I do want, and I realize that the only way I can even get those things is by focusing now. If I do what I'm supposed to do now, if I'm living in the present now, then I'll receive whatever it is I want. I can't change anything by thinking about some imaginary future and not, taking any kind of actions at the moment. For example, I know I know a lot about manifesting, and I believe in a lot of all that stuff, spiritual side of things. So, when I'm literally manifesting, I think of it in the present moment, because then I'm not creating this gap where it's like one day this is going to happen. It's like, no, I am envisioning the watch that I want on my hand right now. You know what I mean? I am envisioning whatever it is that I want in the now. By being in the now, everything becomes so much more, like every single aspect of your life becomes so much more rich. It is that life feeling, Sometimes people will, do drugs or do certain things because they get a high. It's right. It's like a high, but of life. And, you've been present before. Typically when you're doing things like, things that are a little dangerous, maybe when you're fighting, when you are on a roller coaster, when you just did some crazy stuff, or you're like running away from, I don't know, something, you feel very, very alive. And that's the presence. It seeps in when the mind is quiet. So an easy way for you to start, living every single day, day by day, and enjoying now. That way you don't have to worry about the future, what's going to happen, who knows, who cares. You are here now and you're safe. So focus on that and just do whatever it is that you want. It is beautiful. Actually, your mind is going to start to wander about the future, about the past. It's going to have these random thoughts come in that keep you distracted on a day-to-day basis. All you have to do is remember, just be present, aware, be like, oh, I'm not these thoughts. I'm just here, the observer. And, it's like, you learn that in meditating. So, you know what I mean? So let's say I'm here making this video and then I get a thought, I get distracted. I'm like thinking about something that's not here. All I have to do is notice, become aware that I am thinking about something that's not here. And then I revert my attention back to here. It's a bit easier said than done, but that's a very basic way to do it. Just, oh no, I'm thinking about this. I'm worried about this. Oh, I'm so excited about this. Bring it right back to the now. Cool, I'm here, I'm now. And if you do want to think about stuff, right, that's totally cool as well. Just observe the thought and realize that that is not you. You are not that thought. That is just something that is passing by. And you can use this to your advantage. That's how people are able to replace the thoughts with thoughts that they do want to come in. So let's say you naturally think about stupid stuff or bad stuff that you don't want to think about. You realize, I am not those thoughts. And you can manually put in the thoughts you do want. Since you're not those thoughts, then you can just replace them. That's why people can switch personalities sometimes. You'll know them at one point, they're like this. Then a year or two later, they're completely different. You're like, oh my God, that person changed. They're not Rupert anymore. It's like, no, that was never Rupert. He's just the aware. It's hard to explain, but he's not his thoughts. He's not his personality. He is just the awareness behind it, just like you. I'll explain that stuff more in detail. That's like a whole video on its own. But basically, just you're thinking about dumb stuff, thinking about the future, thinking about the past, worried about stuff that's not here. Revert your attention. Oh, I'm here in the present moment. If you're having a hard time, just observe the thoughts and your mind will be quiet. And one of the best things is just, really lock into whatever it is you're doing. So right now, I'm making this video. This is all I want to do. This is all I care for doing right now. Because this is all I'm doing, right? This is all I'll ever be doing right now. So literally whatever action you're doing throughout the day, if you're reading, read. If you're eating, eat. Put all your attention on whatever it is that you're doing. If you're anxious about something, focus on why are you feeling that way. Focus on it and be present. And in every aspect of life, you're no longer like thinking about, oh, it's this time and what am I going to do later? Now it's every time is now, and you have so much. You'll see. Just try it out for yourself. Don't just take my word for it. Practice being more present, practice being aware, and see how life is just an adventure that is unfolding, and you don't have to worry about all this dumb stuff. You get to enjoy the full ride. This is your movie. You're the main star. Everybody around you is just another expression of you, and you get to go and enjoy this awesome little trip that is called life. Try it out for yourself. See, maybe it resonates with you. Maybe it doesn't, but just take what resonates with you and leave what doesn't.